What's going on, folks? What's up with it? Back for another one. Like, share, subscribe, comment. First time here, at least like, so we can get in that circulation on YouTube. That's the only way we get up is liking and commenting and stuff like that, so we can get in circulation real heavy. Find that algorithm. Be back on the corner. Let's get into this, man. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Brittney Griner. I've been waiting and watching because I wanted to see how big this story was going to be or not going to be, and unfortunately, my speculations was right. For those uninformed or unaware of the story, Brittney Griner is a WNBA basketball player. She's a two-time. She currently plays for the Phoenix Mercury. She's a two-time Olympic gold medalist for women's basketball, quite naturally. She's been in the league probably I want to say close to 10 years. What makes her relevant and what makes this so important is that for the last 7 seasons, during the WNBA off seasons, she's been playing in Russia. And the reason being is that her WNBA salary is like $250,000 a year. Her Russia salary is like $1 million a year, right? So that's simple arithmetic and simple mathematics. You don't gotta wonder why she's over there, unfortunately, right? In early February, before the Russian full-blown invasion of Ukraine, her and American female athletes attempted to leave Russia, right? They were like, okay, we're going to get out of here before this gets crazy, right? Brittney Griner wound up getting detained upon search and seizure when they discovered that she had vape cartridges that contain THC or cannabinoids or whatever the case may be, right? So she was detained in Russia. Only thing that was initially coming out was saying that she's detained. She's held as prisoner for pretty much the same crimes you would be in the United States of America with introducing an illegal substance to an airport at an airport, right? She initially, the U.S. wasn't granted access to her, right? Not even to check on her condition. I think that initially they made a spoke via phone where they pretty much saying that her mind state and conditions is as good as to be expected, right, for the circumstances. Recently, in the last week or so, the U.S. Embassy in Russia, which I thought was closed, was able to gain access to her, right? She went to court where they pretty much said she will be detained at least until like May 19th or something, May 20th or something like that. But they was able to physically look at her, talk to her, say that she's in good condition. And her spirits is as high as it could be, like I said, for the circumstances. Now, we all know that Russia is only detaining her for obvious reasons, right? Like, we don't call a spade a spade. I mean, we're going to call it a spade, right? Now, I know if this was the Middle East, this is more typical, but Russia is playing a political game right now, right? This is obvious. The issue I have with this, within America, right? Now, she was dead wrong. Mix them cartridges. You got paper. Now, unless that was a super rare strand of THC or whatever you had in that cartridge, which still ain't worth it, you leave that cartridge. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you got flying anxiety, traveling anxiety, where you got to hit the vape? But I don't know what the case is. I'm a firm believer in this is something that you've been doing, you just got caught. Right? It's just like speeding. It's not a one-time thing. You always speed, you just finally got caught speeding. Right? Whether speeding, whatever the case, whatever analogy or correlation you want to use, right? The part that I knew, the part that baffled me, the part that troubled me, Lisa Leslie came out within the last 24, 48 hours and pretty much said that WNBA players were told, female players were told not to make a fuss about Brittney Griner. So that I guess Russia can't use that to their advantage with the upheaval. You know what I'm saying? I'm guessing. But it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Because you're not going to tell me that if this was Rebecca Lobos, if this was Sue Bird, or one of them white WNBA players, or famous players, like I don't even know if Rebecca Lobos still plays. She probably didn't play no more. I'm kind of showing my age. But, you know, Rebecca Lobos was a UConn basketball legend, basketball star with multiple championships. She at one point in time became the face of the WNBA. But Sue Bird is the current. I think she's the current it person. So you're not going to tell me that if that's one of them, they're going to be told, the players are going to be told not to make a big deal out of it. You're not going to tell me that this wouldn't be on every local, national media outlet. Only thing really with Brittney Griner that I've been seeing on TV is at the bottom of the tickler. But you're not going to convince me that if this wasn't one of them, that this story would not be major. There wouldn't be protests. There wouldn't be free Sue Bird, free Rebecca Lobos stuff everywhere. You have that stuff in the sky. You have it all over the place, regardless of the reason. Because don't get it twisted like they don't vape. They vape too. Let's not get it twisted. It's not just us that vape. Unfortunately, it was one of us that got caught with it. Like, it's not just us. Ain't no difference when now suddenly there's an opioid crisis. Where opioids been in the hood forever. Now it hit white America. It hit suburb. It hit Pam and them. Oh, now it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, vaping isn't restricted to African American community. Like, we're not even going to play that game. We didn't invent the vape. We don't own the vape stores and vape shops. Like, we're not going to play this game here. Right? So, y'all don't want to feel like y'all want to give Russia any kind of political advantage or any kind of ammunition to hold us behind the 8 ball. Right? But you're only playing that game with black lives. Right? Because historically through warfare, there's always been captors. There's always been captors. Always. Right? Whether it's been reporters that have got caught up, whether it don't been tourists that have got caught up. Think about it. Iran. It just happened with Iran with them like 2 or 3 white guys were kidnapped and all that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nowhere talking about let's keep quiet on this. It wasn't nowhere saying that. No, it was on everything. It was on everything. So now all of a sudden we're going to play this kind of political theater game with a black life. All of a sudden now. Come on, man. Do the math here. Let's do the math here. Because you ain't going to convince me that somewhere in here this makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of problems with this story. One, they playing political theater with a black life. They playing real, like, come on, man. Cut it out. The second part that is crazy to this is, why is it that salary is quadruple overseas? Why is her overseas salary quadruple? We're not talking like, oh, she was getting $5 million over here, but $20 million over there. Nah, we're not even saying that. Right? Typically with us, they do get paid more overseas. In a theory, right? When NBA players are really washed up, or they was like fringe NBA players, or whatever the case may be, yeah, then they gonna turn around and make more overseas, right? But Griner is a star in the WNBA. She's a star player. You understand? Why is her salary quadruple? Why? Well, all this money, like the WNBA is supposed to be an offspring, a spinoff league of the NBA. The NBA isn't hurting for money one iota. And it's not to say that there's going to be salary equality between the NBA and WNBA. Well, I'm not even saying that, right? But the leagues are not even promoted and marketed the same, right? And I'm not even speaking from a sense of you expect for the more marketing dollars and all that to go to the NBA. I'm not even saying that. I'm saying there's a clear gap when it comes to these two leagues, right? From a TV deal perspective, from a marketing, from a apparel, from a spot commercial. Like, tell me the last time you really seen a WNBA player with a prominent commercial that didn't have the face of an NBA player somewhere in there. So on one end, when you do that, you're acknowledging how codependent the WNBA is on the NBA, right? But I guess that level of acknowledgement only goes so far. When it's Commerce trying to do some revenue splits, that's where we're going to separate and divide at, right? I had a conversation with my man. This is crazy. I told him, I said, yo, bro, even if every team in the was it 30 teams in the NBA? I think it's like 30 teams, right? If every team in the NBA gave $5 million, which they could have more than afforded to do. If every team in the NBA gave $5 million, what's 30 times 5? Simple mathematics here, right? $150 million over there to the WNBA. On some Layup Tech time. You mean to tell me they couldn't then afford to begin to build that revenue base and do all these different things, including player salaries and all, increasing? You know what I'm saying? Like, all that will go a long way, because it's not 30 teams in the WNBA. I'd be surprised if it's 20. Right? I mean, even if you say 5 million, you say 10 million would be lovely, right? That's a lot of money that these teams can afford, but they can afford to do this without it's not even going to affect their bottom line. It's not even going to affect their bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Cut it out. It's not even going to affect their bottom line. They could have more than afford to do that. To me, that's the part that's equally as alarming as them trying to shelf this story. But only when it comes to us do y'all want to shelf these stories, right? Only when it comes to us. Make it make sense. Like, come on, man. 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 I mean, we clearly understand that she's really covertly being held as a political prisoner. You got that. Got that. But the fact that America is playing the game and doing the theatrics that they normally I've never seen them do with white lives. I've never seen it. I've never seen them tell people don't make a big fuss out of this. Quote unquote. That's what she said. We were told not to make a big fuss out of it. Come on, man. Like this is alarming on so many different levels. This is alarming from a basic humane standpoint, from a political standpoint, from a pro athlete. That, like, come on, man. Come on. There's no way. There's no way, but it's just no way you're going to tell me that a star playing in WNBA makes more money overseas. And we're not talking, like I said, we're not talking 10, 15, 20 million here. It's no way. The NBA should be ashamed of themselves. The NBA should be held accountable. They're not the full blame, but they have some responsibility in this. And it's a shame it takes a matter like this to bring that to the surface for people to really look at that and analyze that. But like I said, there's no reason why a star player in a professional league like the WNBA should get paid quadruple the salary overseas, and quadruple the salary is $1 million. That's never going to make sense to me. It's never going to make sense. Nobody is ever going to make it make sense. Like I said, off the sheer revenue alone that the NBA makes. Off the sheer revenue. Wasn't the last NBA TV deal like 15, 20 billion? Come on. We're not going to do this, man. We're not going to play this game, man. We're not going to play this game. So you mean to tell me they can't give up 1%? Like, come on, B. We're not going to play this game, man. We're just not going to play this game. We're just not going to play this game. We're not. It's illogical. It doesn't make any sense. You're not going to tell me that the NBA cannot afford to give up 1% of that deal and share some of that revenue to the WNBA. You're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Not especially when y'all talking about what we need this league to do. Well, you got to invest in that league. Quite naturally, it's going to be a little harder to build that brand, to build that base. It's going to be a lot more work. It's going to be a little, but you can afford to do it. That's the crazy part. You know what I'm saying? Now, somebody want to do that during the off season. Now, that part is on them. Because they getting paid enough here to be cool, to be more than comfortable. And I'm not saying $250,000 you can't be comfortable. I'm not saying that. But on a professional athletic tip like the WNBA, yeah, that's crazy. Like that it's crazy. I seriously doubt if they're getting that much more money over there for a Wise's revenue. I said, come on, man. We're not going to play this game, dog. We're just not going to play this game. We're just not going to play this game. We're not going to do it. Like, this is wrong on so many levels. This needs to get more awareness. They need to stop letting them shovel stuff under the dirt, under the ground. This is the bad part. People be so enamored and worried about the wrong stuff, man, but the important stuff gets pushed to the wayside. You know what I'm saying? Like this needs. While there ain't no rallies for her, ain't no marches for her, ain't no banners flying for her. She is not held. Let's not get it twisted. She's not held there because she got caught with cartridges of THC. That is not the main premise that she held there. We all know that. Stop allowing them to dictate our story. Stop allowing them to dictate what we speak about. Because, like I said, this was Rebecca Lobos or Sue Bird that got caught up over there for the same reasons. There would be no, let's keep this on the low. There will be none of that, man. We're not doing this, man. We're not doing this. Don't allow them to do that. Get this in rotation, man. I need all likes on this one. I need all likes on this one. You other YouTubers that be on here talking this nonsense every day, you're talking about who really ain't tough and who beefing and all this other foolishness. This type of stuff that we should be arming up and guarantees and putting out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I ain't got time to deal with that, man. Like, that's people's own personal issues, man. Listen, I need all likes on this one. I need this one to get into circulation. I need this one to get up. I need this to get max viewership. You understand? Like, share, subscribe, comment. Like, let's get to this one. I'll be back with y'all in a second, man. We're gonna stay on this wave, man. I'll see y'all in the corner in a minute.